Hello, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Okay, cool. Okay, first of all, a warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for your time today. So we shall begin with our webinar session on RemLogic, how to customize your reports. So I will then share my screen now, and I'll first go through the presentation slides, and then I will show you hands-on, like how do we go through in customizing the reports. Okay. And by default, all of you, when you enter these webinar sessions, your mic will be muted so that when the new participants comes in, it will not disturb the ongoing sessions here. Okay, share. Okay, just hold on a moment. Okay. Okay, first and foremost, my name is Kyung. I'm the Clinical Application Specialist for APAC region, and we shall start now with our presentation slides. So there's a disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this presentation are of the speaker and not of Native Neurology, and the material is intended to supplement your skills on report customization in RemLogic software. And this course is designed for the private use of Native employees and their distribution partners. Okay. So the first few things that we're going to go through is what will be the prerequisites, the overview of Word custom reports, and the tips and tricks in customizing the RemLogic reports. First and foremost, Word and Excel as of version 2003 and higher is required for using or creating the custom reports. But for Office 2003, it will require a Microsoft Update Office. So up to now, for RemLogic custom reports, it is supported up to Office 2013. And for the settings in the Microsoft Word, you will need to allow macros in the document and enable access to the VBA project object model. I will show you later how do we go about it later. So when you open, first you open the Microsoft Word, and then you click on File, and then click on Options. Next, click on Trust Center and click on Trust Center Settings. Please note that the example that I'm showing here is actually on a Microsoft Office 2010. So when you have clicked on the Trust Center Settings, click on Macro Settings and choose Enable All Macros and check the box of Trust Access to the VBA project object model. This will allow you to do the customization with the add-ins later. Okay. The next thing is, where do you find the custom reports, the Word custom reports in your computer? But first, you must show the hidden files, folders, and drives in the Windows settings. And for the location will be, for Windows 7, it will be under C drive, Program Data. Program Data folder is a hidden folder. So after you unhide the folder, you can see this folder appear in C drive. Just click on Embla, RemLogic, and Reports. All the custom reports will be in this folder. For Windows XP users, it will be in the C drive, Document and Settings, All Users, Application Data, Embla, RemLogic, and Reports. So bear in mind that for Windows XP, if you don't unhide the folder, the folder application data would not appear at all. So you have to first unhide the folders. And next, for those who install RemLogic using the typical installation option, the customs reports editor is not part of the typical installation. Let's say if you have installed using the typical installation, you can actually re-enable the custom reports editor. So to enable the customs report, you just have to go to Control Panel, Programs and Features. Just click one time on Embla RemLogic 3 or software, depends on which version that you have. Click on Change, Next, and Modify. Look for the Report section under Custom Reports and choose Designer plugin will be installed on local hard drive. After that, just click Next, and then the custom add-ins will be enabled in your Microsoft Word. So when you open Microsoft Word, under there you will see an additional tab called the add-ins. So, and there will be 3 icons appear here for your customization of your reports. The first icon actually displays the open dialog directly to the folder where you keep all the customs reports. The second icon here shown is actually when you want to save your customized report. It will point to the exact location or the proper or the correct location for your reports to be saved. The last one and the most important one will be the statistics selector. This is the one that contains all the elements that you need to insert for your reports. So how do we go about it in editing the custom reports? You can first click on this icon, which is the first icon that I showed earlier on. Then you can actually change the institution name and logos. You can delete certain sections that you do not need from the report. You can add some new text description and additional report element with the statistics selector. Then you can use the Save As command to store your report under a new name. Please note that the file extension is .dot or .docx. We do not save it as a document or DOC file. So it has to be in a template format. So how do we put the elements into the report? First, you have to position the cursor at the desired location in the report. And then you use the statistics selector to create your result field. Let's say, for example, when you click on the statistics selector, this window will show up. For example, you choose on the total sleep time. And below that, you see the details about this desired element. So double click on the desired element, report element, and then you can also change the format of the result. Okay, for example, you can change like a single digit, or you can go for 0.0 or 0.00. It's actually up to your preferences. You can also add details or limitation to many report elements. For example, let's say you selected to count. You can count like apnea plus hypopnea, or just calculate to count obstructive apneas, or you just want to count a mixed apnea alone. And then you can choose the different stages that you want to. Okay, and you can define which position that you want to for the positions. For some report elements that you could not find in the statistics selector, you can actually use this event statistics, whereby you can actually type in the desired event that you wanted and let RemLogic to count that event into your report. So when you click on event statistics, you can actually type in this box here the exact name and then insert it into your report. For example, let's say you wanted to have respiratory RERA events. You can actually use RemLogic, go to events, click on types, and click on the event that you wanted. The type of name will be shown here. You can use this name and put it into the event statistics selector. Then you can actually use this tool to calculate the event that you wanted. How about calculations? So in the static selector, we have this tool called the calculator. So in case an element, a report element is not available without additional calculations. So I will show this example later, which will make you understand better. So you can first choose an element and press this calculator sign with an add. Then you can choose the operator that you will need for the calculation. And then mark the next element and press the same icon again. And then just click equal. It will come out into this format here. Then you can choose the events that you wanted, in which sleep stages that you wanted, and position. But please bear in mind that do not use events within a calculation which are based on the different time base. If not, you'll receive a lot of errors when you generate the report. So for graphics, when you click on the static selector, there's a few options for you to actually choose the graph that you wanted for your report. Okay, so these are the graph that is available. Then we can also customize some of this graph for our report as well. Okay, so I will go on and share with you on the hands-on and how do we go about it. So if you have any inquiries or questions after these webinar sessions, please feel free to email to me to my email address here, and I will try my level best to get back to you as soon as possible. All right? Okay, now I will first show you on my Windows. Okay. Okay, so first I will show you like how do you enable the report editor. So first you click on Windows, go to Control Panel, then go to Programs and Features. Okay, then click on Change, next, and Modify. Okay. Look for Reports, Custom Reports. Some of you who does not have the add-ins, it is because that the designer is not available. So just change it to will be installed on local hard drive and click Next. The option will be made available for you. Okay. And next, how do you unhide the folders? So you can actually click here in Windows 7 to Folder and Search options. Go to View and click on this option here, Show Hidden Files, Folders and Drive. So once you have clicked this, when you go to the C drive, you will be able to see this folder enabled. It's like shown, visible for you. So you can click on Program Data, Embla, RemLogic, Reports. All your custom reports will be here. Okay. One side note, before you reinstall or upgrade the RemLogic, I would suggest that or recommend that always back up this reports folder into another location. Because sometimes when you reinstall the RemLogic or upgrade, it may replace the whole folder. So we may replace it with the default folders, default reports. So whatever that you have done for the customization, it may be gone. So it's important for you to actually back up the files first. Okay. So let me show you some examples. I'll first open Microsoft Word, and you can see here there's an add-ins. I can actually choose and open one custom report. Let's say, for example, I've done this custom report. Okay. You can actually start from scratch if you want to. You can put in the logos that you want to. So I will show you how do I do this. Then everyone will have their own style and preferences in customizing a report. It actually depends on how you want to do it. So let me start with a blank document. Okay. So first and foremost, this is Microsoft Word. You can actually plug in any logos that you wanted, or the logo of the hospital. I can just click here, insert the picture. Okay. I can just put in one logo. Okay, maybe just a little bit bigger. And put it on the side here as my header. Okay. Then you can start to put in like name, for patient's name, for patient's ID, date of birth. So I've done some customization of reports before, and I always like to put it in a format of a table so that it is more arranged nicely in the format. So for example, I will insert a table. Okay, I'll just insert a table. So for example, I will just put here patient's name, patient's ID, date of birth. Let's put in height, weight, BMI for a start. Okay. And sometimes you just want the semicolon to be nicely arranged in a way that it doesn't distort it whenever the name change. Okay, so now I have the table that I wanted. So what is next? I will go to add-ins and click on the statistics selector. Okay, so this is under patient information. So I'll look for patient info. I'll click here first. I'll put in the patient's first name. This is the result that I wanted. I will not change it. Okay, so you see this little hyphen here, that is the code for the first name. So maybe I'll just put 2 space and put in the last name. Okay, for the patient's ID, date of birth. So you see that I always click here because I wanted the code to sit in this location here. So I'll just double click on date of birth. Okay, for some of you, you have the options like put in the general date, long, medium. So, or you can actually put in DD, date, month, and years in this way. Okay, height. Okay, height will always be in meters, so I just put an M here. And weight. This is in kilogram. You can always change this according to your country's settings in the Windows. Okay, and here it will be my BMI. Okay, so let's say I have done here. I can just, let's say some hospitals, they do not like to have the look of the table. I can always unhide the lines. So this is what I can see. So I can actually then go to add-ins again. I'll save the name. Okay, this is important. When you wanted to save your custom reports, let's say I put a name here, test report. Okay, then always remember to choose this 97 to 2003 template. This is important. If you do not select this option, you will not be able to see the rest of the reports at all. So when you choose this option, then you say, hey, okay, I see other reports. I'm in the right location. So I'll then save it. Okay. Oh, maybe just close this. Okay, so I will have to restart my RemLogic. So I've done saving. I'll close the Microsoft Word. Okay. Let me just hold on for a while. So far, is everyone okay? You can always put in the chat if you want to. Okay, just hold on for a while. I'm restarting my RemLogic. All right, RemLogic is up. Okay, so I will open my scored data. Okay, your custom reports will all reside here after this little thin line here. So I just have to select the report and it will automatically open Microsoft Word and it will transfer all the statistics into the Microsoft Word format. So just wait for a while it export the sleep statistics. Okay, done. So here it goes. I have my customized report here that we did earlier on. So you can actually change all this into any format that you wanted. You can actually put in a lot more of tables, or you can reorganize it in any way that you wanted. Okay, so this is the generated report. Always remember that do not make any changes into this generated report. A lot of times from my personal past experience is sometimes I've seen an error on the generated report. I would just make the changes here, and the part that I made the changes, it was working, but the rest of it, it was replaced with data. So all the codes, the customized report codes were all replaced by data. So always remember that do not make any changes here. If you need to make any changes, always save as a second version or third version, so that you do not replace the version that you have that is working. Okay, so I'll close this generated report. I'll go to add in again. I'll open the report, the custom report that we did just now. So let's say, for example, now I wanted to add in, I want to calculate the number of events for apnea, the number of events for hypopneas, and the AHI. So I can actually do this. I can insert a table for, sorry. Let me just insert the table. Okay. So, for example, let's say this is number of events. Here is index. Okay. Here will be apnea. This will be hypopnea. And this is apnea plus hypopnea. Okay. So sometimes you can actually do a little bit of, you can actually put in a little bit of colors if you want to. For example, you can just change it in shading. Change it to white. Okay. Okay. So let's calculate the number of apnea events. Okay, we'll go to add-ins. Say selector. Okay. Under respiratory, okay, I want it to count how many apneas that is in this study. So I will just calculate all apneas in sleep. I can use all position, or most of the time we just put that ignore position. Okay. Then I just press OK. So it will appear here. Let's do the next one. I want it to count hypopneas, all hypopneas in sleep. Ignore the position. There you go. And this will be counting all apnea and hypopnea in sleep. Ignore the position. There you go. Okay. Let's do the index. For the apnea, here you have the AI, which is the preset code here. Okay, for sleep, just ignore the position. Okay. Hypopnea index in sleep, ignore position. Okay. And AHI, where you can see here, sleep, in our position. I just place it here. Okay. Then I'm done. I will just have to save it. Okay. So for those advanced users, you can actually just replace the file. If not, I will always recommend, this is a good practice, I will recommend you to do this. Just put it as version 2 or version 3. Do not replace the one that is working. Okay, and then save it. Okay, once you save it, you close Word, and you notice that it is not shown here. So in order for it to be shown, you will have to restart RemLogic again. Then you will see that it will appear here. Okay, just close it and restart again. Is everyone following so far? Is everyone okay? Okay, that's all on. My RemLogic is a bit slow. Had too much stuff in my laptop. Okay, so I'll just open my data. Okay, there you go. I just generate the report. There you go. So this is the end result that we have from the one we did. Okay. Yes, I actually save it. Okay, let me just show you again. When you choose 97 to 2003 template, by default this is a .dot. So all these files is .dot format. Okay, let me just show you the, yeah, this is the .dot format here. All the file that we will save is with .dot. For some advanced users, they wanted to have like drop down list everything. It can be done with .dotx. That one will, maybe I will do it on a separate session. Okay. So let's do something else. How about sometime in the sleep lab, the sleep technologies would like to add in certain more information. For example, like the doctor's physician's name, the name of the night tech or the sleep technologies, neck circumference. Some of these options is not available when we actually key in the data of the patient. Okay. However, we can actually customize this to be reflected in our reports, which is under custom. So I've done two examples here. I'll show you how to do this. First, you have to go to Tools, go to Options, and then under Patient Info, you can actually add multiple items that you wanted here. For example, let's put in neck circumference. Okay, the ID, sometimes you wanted to put a space. I would recommend just put an underscore or put it as one word. Circumference. Okay, then that would be as an integer. Okay, the label is like how it will be shown. Centimeter. Okay, when I press OK, it will be shown here under customs. So let's say this guy has neck circumference of like 28, for example. No, too much. 22. Okay. So how do we get all this information into our report? Okay, I will show you here. Okay, close it. I don't want to save anything. I'll open my custom report. Okay, let's show it everything here. So I'll just add another row, a few rows. For example, physician's name. Name. Sleep tech name. And neck. Second occurrence. Okay. So I can just pull this in any way that I wanted. Okay. Just to make all this in a arranged fashion. Okay, let's pull this information out. I'll go to add-ins, statistics selector. Okay, I will go to patient info again. Okay, this is the part that you wanted to see under custom properties. Okay, what you wanted to put here is the value. So just double click on value. You can choose the one that you already created. So I'll put the physician name here. I'll put the sleep text name here. I'll just choose it here. And the next circumference here. Say 0.0. Okay, I'm done. Okay, let's just hide this table back again. Okay, and save it. Okay, again, 97 to 2003 template. Okay, so I've shown you that we can save in another version. So I'll just make changes on the report itself here. Okay, I'll close this. I'll go to reports. Show here. If you're making just minor changes, it is okay to replace the existing file. But if you are going to do major changes of customization in your report, then I would really suggest that you save it as the next version. Okay, just hold on for a while. Here you go. Right? So what else can we do? Okay, let's try to add in a graph, shall we? Oh no, so let's do something else. Let's try to add in another table here. Let me just close this generated report. Okay. Okay. For example, let's do this. I'll insert 3 sections. Okay. Let's say you wanted to know in terms of minutes. Okay. Then you wanted to know like how many minutes the patient spent or the duration spent in N1, non-REM 2, non-REM 3, N3. Okay. I can always add another row, RAM. Okay. I can always make it smaller. Okay. Let's add in. So all these sleep stages will be under sleep. Okay. Duration. So can you put it at stage 1? Or you can put this at all position or ignore position from sleep onset. So the beauty of this report customization is sometimes certain doctors or physicians or even for researchers in certain hospitals, sometimes they wanted to look at the different positioning when the patient is sleeping in different stages. For example, they just want to see what would be the duration patient spent in N1 in supine position or the non-supine position. So you can actually use this to cater to their needs. Okay, for here, I'll just put it as ignore position. Okay, just N2. Oh, ignore position. Okay, N3. Sometimes, if you are not sure whether you have clicked the right thing, you can always double click on the code itself. Okay, for example, you see that I'm trying to click here. Sometimes it does not go in. Okay, you can always expand the space a little bit more. You have some space here so that you can double click on it. Okay, duration, the last one, RAM sleep, ignore position from sleep onset. Okay, now we have the minutes itself. Okay, so what do we want next? Let's look at, this is duration. Okay, let's add one more column to the right here. How many percent of this of total sleep time? Okay, so you can actually use the calculator now. I'll show you the function of the calculator. So you can use this duration, use this symbol of the calculator. Okay, then I will choose divide by the total sleep time. Okay, so ignore the position, you see, and then you can format this as percentage. You click OK. So you can repeat the same for the rest of the report elements. For example, I'll just choose it again. Duration. Okay, I'll place it on the calculator. Divide total sleep time. Okay, and then equal. Okay, I'll do it. N2 ignore position. Okay, I'll do the rest here. Always remember that you have to use this to paste it into the calculator, to add it into the calculator before you press. When you press equal, then this is where you select the things that you wanted. Duration. Okay, let's make it in the centralized. Okay, and I'll just save it again. You see that most of the time, the things that I'm doing is actually repetitive. That choose the same report template, and then replace it here, and then I can just close this Word file and generate the report again. There you go. Okay, any questions so far? The next thing that I want to show you is I will add a graph into the report. Okay, so first I will close this. Okay, I'll open my report again. Okay, let's add in a graph. Let me just put in the next page. Okay, click on add in again. Go to static selector. Okay, in some of our default report, you can see that there's this huge one-page graph that that is like by default. If you click on this, let's hold on for a while. Yep. So it will occupy the whole page by itself. Okay. Or sometimes, let's say that you wanted to show, for example, just a trace on SPO2. You can actually use this to customize the one that you want. Let's say I can look at a trace overview. Okay. I can look for SPO2. Let's look for SPO2. Okay. So the lowest value will be 0 to 100. And you can put this title maybe on the side, on the left side. Okay. Then the time scale, usually I'll prefer to put it in bottom. And I divide it by 8 hours. Okay. Here you go. I have this SPO2 trace overview. Just be careful when it comes to graph, right? Just be careful when you adjust the sizes. Sometimes you may not get the equal size that you wanted. Okay, let's save this again. Okay, let's generate again. So if your report involves a summary graph, that the one page graph that we insert earlier on, usually it will take some time for the statistics to be exported over to the report. Just hold on. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it into the chat so that I can see, and then I'll try my level best to answer to your questions now, while we are waiting for the summary graph to be generated into the report. Oh, funny. Okay, so this is the one page summary graph. Okay, so this is what I meant when you want to adjust the graph. We can actually adjust this to another way that you wanted, so we can adjust it accordingly. But you have to do a few rounds of testing for the trace overview. Okay, so let's try not to change its size. Okay. Okay, to make it faster, I'll just remove this. Okay, I'll just insert here. Okay. Sorry, click the wrong one. Event overview. Look for SPO2. Oh, sorry. Trace overview. Yes. 100 on the left side. Bottom. Okay. Okay, let me just save this file. All right, let me just generate again. So for RemLogic custom reports, right, if you can see the data in the default reports, if they have it, we can actually get the information and plug it into the custom reports. Right. Okay. So all these graph, when it comes to graph, inserting graph into your report, so when you adjust the size, just try to be a bit more careful. and adjust it slowly. So sometimes if you adjust too much, then the report will come out a bit distorted like what you've seen earlier on. Okay, so let's try. Oh, I got a question. Is it possible to calculate RDI with RERA and non-RERA event? Yes, you can actually use the calculator to customize the one that you wanted to see. Okay, then okay, let me see if I have the example here. RDI with RERA. So for Carlos, I would maybe you can email to me on this one. Then I'll show you the steps on doing this. Okay, then okay, let's try another one thing here. In RemLogic, sometimes you will see the sleep tag putting in information here, like in the notes, additional information on the patient. We can actually call this out into the report as well. It will be the same place. Okay, it will be, let's say I just add in here patient notes. Okay. Okay, and then patient info notes. All right. So let's add in a few more stuff here so that we can see more things here. Okay. How about total recording time? Total sleep time. Okay. Let's put in here. So this would be under this one here, total recording time. Okay. When you click on this, it will always show in minutes. So total sleep time. Okay, I will save it now. Oh, okay. So this is what I mean. I replaced my own template or my working template into the format that I did just now. So I'm going to show you what happens if I generate a report. Bear in mind that this is a common mistake that a lot of people will do. So this is a perfect example to show you that how it looks like. And you can see that the previous codes that we did earlier on, it was replaced with the data. And we just created the two total recording time and total sleep time. Okay. All this, if I change any information now, it will not be reflected in the report because I have actually replaced all this with the data. So this is a mistake that you should avoid at all times. So when I do a customization report for my customers, I will always save it as version 2, version 3, or version 4, so that I will always do not replace the one that is working fine. Okay, so as you all can see here. All right. Okay, so is there any questions that you may have from the floor? Please feel free to put in the chat so that I can see and then try to answer to you as to my level best. I'm sure by now you will, all of you will be able to see you can actually do a lot more stuff with the custom reports in RemLogic. Okay, going to show another example with the calculator. Okay. Okay, so I will discard this one. Okay. I will just open Okay, this is the one that's working. Okay, so let's look at the functions of the calculator. So what else can we do with the calculator? For example, let's say you have a doctor who just wanted to see uh, a very unique parameters that normally you don't have in the basic report. For example, she just wants AHI supine. Sorry, let's say AHI left plus AHI right, for example. Okay, so you can actually use this calculator function to add in. Sorry, just click AHI, put it onto the calculator, plus the same thing again to calculator, and then equal. Okay, so let's say she wants to see in N1, for example. Okay, N1 and okay, so left, right. So the calculator, you can actually use it to create new parameters or new formulas that you wanted based on the customer's preferences. Okay, so this could be one of the functions that you want, and you can actually see here that we have a lot of flexibility in terms of customizing the report. And I saw a comment from Carla. Yes, a lot of times when we do a customization, I would suggest that you would try with some of the pre-installed custom reports. You can always start from there and play with the codes. At least you know that, oh, this is how we can get the result and so forth. So let's say you have done a lot of customization for RemLogic reports. Then you can start with a blank Microsoft Word document, and then you can start to code in according to your customer's needs. Okay. So is this example okay for you, Elizabeth? Okay, is there any other questions from the floor? Can we customize default report type? Okay, for the default reports that was installed with RemLogic, okay, all these reports here, we do not have much flexibility. I would say that let's put it this way: we can't do much changes in this default reports here because everything is in PDF format. Okay, the only thing that I've always changed is just put in the institution name and logo, which you can do it under Tools, Options here. But honestly, if you want to do a customized report, the Microsoft Word format will be more flexible, will be a better way of customizing so that you can put in anything that you wanted from the study itself. Okay, so if there's no further questions, I'll just flash to you on my email address again. So if you have any inquiries, right, please just email to me. And for just now, I still have one question that I did not answer yet. It will be from Carlos. Yes, Carlos, please email to me. Then I will get back to you on this. Okay, let me just show to you. Okay. So thank you everyone for your time today. So if any inquiries or questions or things you're not sure, please feel free to email to me. I'll reach out to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. So I will be here waiting for everyone to exit the webinar first, then I'll close the webinar session.